better. Hey friends, welcome to the Art Bus in the Smokies. Today we're going to go into the Art Bus studio and try a new medium out. I'm going to try some oil pastels. It's a new medium for me, and talk about, the fear of failure and feeling like an imposter and not really feeling like you're good enough when you're doing your art. So yeah, let's see what we can get into today. So the other day, yesterday, I cut and tried out some other lino. I cut this little cat, kind of top view, crawling along the creek. So that's that one. And then I used a fine liner to do the whiskers because that wasn't going to cut out very well. And then I cut out some water, just real simple little swirls, and that's kind of what it made. I really like how hand-drawn it is. Anyways, the piece of paper that was kind of around was this piece, and it didn't have all these lines on it. It just had all these marks, really thick marks, like that and that and that. Anyways, I just kind of started using my brush marker and just started making a tree. So probably over a month ago, I was at Walmart with my husband getting some groceries and stuff, and I just kind of perused the art aisle, and I came across these oil pastels. There's 24 sticks in here, all these colors. But I was inspired to try them because Emily on here has done a lot of oil oil pastel work on her channel, and I know that they can be quite expensive. This was only like $6, you guys. So I thought it was cheap enough for me to try, and I thought it would be cool to try these, like with this little abstract thing I'd kind of started with that scrap piece of paper. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to play around with. Okay, I was just cleaning up my area here and I dropped one of my bits, like the main bit I use. So I have to go down there eventually and try to dig around the floor and find it, but not right now. If I do that, I will not do this. So I'm also wondering, what do you guys think of this angle? I'm going to try it out and see. This box is coming apart very easily, so we're just gonna not deal with that. Fine. Oh wow, there's 2 layers. That's right, there's 24, I forgot. Cool. I think I'll do minimal, so I'm thinking of this palette with the red and the yellow and black. So we're just going to kind of go with those. Is that black? Oh, that's blue. Black's over here. I haven't used these, and if I have, it's been like when I was in school. I was thinking about this, imposter syndrome thing, and this is a perfect example because I'm using a new medium that I haven't used before. I don't really know how to use it yet. But the same with lino cut. I admired lino cut for so long, and I hadn't lino cut since I was a kid. But I get asked sometimes why I don't, watch tutorials and then try the thing. And the reason is I want to experiment and learn from within. And so I know these mediums are out there and that people have made them like easier to digest and comprehend, but I don't feel as inspired as when I do it myself and it comes from within. Like the creating is coming from within, the experimenting is coming from within, the adventure of it all. And when I do a tutorial, when I consume a tutorial, I often get imposter syndrome because I feel like there's no way I can do what this person did because they did it so beautifully. And a lot of times that's what the tutorial is. You rarely see like an ugly result in a tutorial. It's always like really perfect. And so yeah, that's a big huge way and method that I implemented that helps me avoid imposter syndrome, and that's by avoiding tutorials, and just exploring and experimenting myself, and then what's fun is a lot of times, I'm doing that, but you all like have tips and ideas, and that feeds my soul. Like that gives me a collaboration, a feeling of collaboration over imposter syndrome. Like I'm not trying to make the best oil pastel piece of art. I am working at creating, and I'm working at finding that joy and that healing that comes with creating, rather than, oh, let me see step by step how to do this tutorial. Nothing wrong with that if you can do that and then feel good about what you're doing afterwards. For me, this method and this way of creating feeds my soul more. It brings me frustration. It brings some resistance because it's unknown, and it just brings like the angst out because I'm working through that to get some type of result, however good or bad that it is, by judgment standards. And I think that we should judge ourselves less. Why do we do that? We go into creating with this huge expectation, and then we're often disappointed, at the result. Where if we go into the creating with the expectation of creating, the expectation of what will come of this, like let's just see, let's just play, let's just experiment, and that, for me, that feels the best. Like that gives me a lot of joy in my creating. Yeah. Darker over here, maybe. I wanted to thank you all for watching the little video today for like experimenting with oil pastels. I think it's always fun to try new mediums, you know, and just experiment and explore and not really worry about like how it's done. Of course, there's exceptions, you know, if something's really complex, maybe like encaustic or something, you know I want to do encaustic, but at that time, I'm going to probably research some stuff because that's melting wax and using totally different techniques that I've ever seen before. So I need to see how those steps are done. But I do want to avoid like, I made this beautiful encaustic painting, or here's how I made this step by step. Like, but encaustic step by steps, that's what I need to know so that I can actually do the thing. But something like oil pastels, it's not that complicated. You can take out the crayons and start making marks. But all that to say, yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I wanted to let you know I do have a live stream coming up on Sunday, and I do them every Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern. I also have a small membership that I'll put the link below to that. It's behind the scenes stuff. And so, and some exciting news, I do have the details of the art retreat that we're having here in the Smokies. It'll be the first weekend in November, and I'll put a link to a form below if you're interested at all in that. All the details will be in that link, and we can go from there. And as I get the interest, then I will have, talks with people that want to come and kind of get details ironed out a little bit better. But yeah, that's coming up in the fall, so that'll be fun. A small little intimate group, and I'm looking forward to seeing some of you in real life and just having a good creative weekend together. So yeah, until next time, y'all, take care, be kind to yourself, and be kind to others, and we'll see you soon.